It's a nice little plot here at the cemetery. It's got 2 cedar trees at the entrance. I don't know what you can see. Well, you know what? Let me show you. There's one. There's the other. Kind of keeps a little bit on the shady side here, which when you're filming makes for better video. And we're going to talk about that gentleman right there. See if I can get that finger pointing right. Right there for just a moment, and then we'll move on to the rest of the video. This is the tombstone of Mr. Benjamin Fraser Dick. Now I'm going to read it to you. Looks like the light's going to be pretty bright. I don't know if you can see it. We'll give it a good try though. I can see it. It says, in loving memory of Benjamin Fraser Dick, July 9th, 1892, February 10th, 1923. He died kind of young. Mr. Benjamin Fraser Dick was sent off to World War I. He was a soldier over in Europe in World War I. While over there, he met a nice Scottish lass. And her name was Gladys Shand. And they got married. Now, she was a native of Scotland. And the Dicks, when the war was over, they kind of wandered around Scotland. Well, I don't say wandered around. They probably just stayed in Scotland for a few years. But they ended up moving to this town in 1921. And then Mr. Dick, unfortunately, died in 1923. He had got the flu, and then it weakened his heart. And so he died of a heart attack because of the flu. And that's where he was buried right there. In 1925, Mr. James Black Shand, Mr. Dick's father-in-law, came visiting. James Black Shand. I like that name. Just got a manly quality to it. Anyway, Mr. Shand was visiting, and in New York City, he got killed in a car wreck. So the decision was made by the family to bury him here in this graveyard. So the Dick family said, you can bury him in our plot. So he was buried there. But he's not there now. But he was there. So the story moves on. In 1927, Mr. Harry Harvin of Manning, South Carolina, lost his wife, Miss S. Reed Griffin. I don't know what the S stands for. Harvin. S. Reed Griffin Harvin. And she was buried here. As a matter of fact, that's her tombstone right there. The last one in this 1, 2, 3. The last one. And she died in 1927. And she was buried here. So what happened was Mr. Harvin then married Mrs. Shand, the widow Shand. Okay? That would be the widow of Benjamin Fraser Dick and the daughter of James Black Shand, the Scotsman. So the Harvins, out of the kindness of their heart, made the decision to move Mr. Shand from where he was at the other cemetery plot, the Dick plot. They moved him to the Harvin plot. Now let me show you. Here is the tombstone of James Black Shand, born in Aberdeen, Scotland, November 17th, 1872, killed by a car in New York, February 21st, 1925. So Mr. Shand was buried in this cemetery twice, but never lived here a day in his life. The story doesn't end there, though. This is the tombstone of Miss Gladys Shand Harvin, the widow of Benjamin Dix, and the widow of Mr. Well, not the widow of Mr. Harvin. Actually, Mr. Harvin outlived her. Just a note here, she died in 1977. Most of my videos go a lot further back than that. So as far as my videos and my tombstones I look at go, she's actually a recent person. And if you're interested, right there's the grave of Harry L Harvin, September 25th, 1898 to June 25th, 1984. He was loved and respected by all between his 2 wives. And I forgot to mention his first wife, Miss S. Reed Griffin. See if you can deal with this movement. She died from a postpartum hemorrhage.
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.
And when you subscribe, there'll be a bell that'll show up on the right-hand side of the screen. Hit that and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you.